What's going on, guys? Big welcome to you all to our channel. We are team crushing the meta, and we are back with the second episode of the road to Worlds. Alright, so if you haven't seen the first episode yet, you could check it out. The first episode talked about the decks that already have topped the Bushiroad Championship Series, or they went first or second or third, so which player slash decks we could expect to see in Japan. And we're talking about premium right here, so not standard, only premium. And for me, Hayawi, aka d.boy, I will be going to Japan, so normally before I go to huge tournaments, I analyze the formats and I go into each and every clan, and then I take some decks out of them and I give them a number as in how much I expect to see them. And this time we could do this together, so if you guys like, you could like and subscribe of course to our channel, but also put in the comment section below which decks you expect to see in Japan, and with that you could help us out to make a tier list for the upcoming format. So when we get the Genesis and everything in the last support, like I think Genesis, Great Nature, and Gear Chronicle, yeah. So we could definitely make the list before we go to Japan, so we could kind of expect to see which decks could be there or will be played there. So the number system that I want to use is from 1 to 5. 5 is it could definitely be there and it could win it all. 4 is we will see it and it would be played, but we don't know if it could be able to go to the tops because maybe people didn't get the chance to test it enough or play against it or complete their decks. So that's why it's still a contender, but maybe it's just not good enough to be able to win it all. 3 is yes, we will see it, but not that much. Maybe it's 2, so that could be a surprise. We do not expect it, but it could maybe be played there. And 1, we will not see it. We definitely do not expect to see it there. Maybe because the clan didn't get enough support, or it's not a fan favorite, or which we will talk about in the when we go into each and every clan. So first you get some pictures from the Bushiroad Championship Series in France in Nancy, when I was able to get in 3rd. And now this is a short recap of the first video. So the most played clans were Oracle Think Tank as in 1st, Dark Regulus in 2nd, Bermuda Triangle in 3rd. Alright, so let's jump into the clans. First we have United Sanctuary and we have Royal Paladins. From Royal Paladins, we only expect to see Blasters. We do not expect to see anything else. No Braves, no Jewel Knights, or anything else. Why? Because Blasters has the best, one of the best early games in the game. It does have a huge support engine that they could go into. They have like a lot of choices. They still could go into Alfred and ride into multiple Alfreds in one turn when they go to the grade 3. They could superior ride like into Blaster Blade, they could rush you, they still have the Floggle crit. So yeah, they are very good. If I would give it a number, I would give it a 3. So I expect to see it there, but I don't know if it will get in far. Why? Because it's a fan favorite. It's the deck that the former champion played, so there are a lot of reasons why people would like to play it. But also at the same time, it doesn't have the best early game in the format, it doesn't really have the best finisher, so there are a lot more decks that could do better than Blasters or Royal Paladins, but we could still see it there, so that's why it's a 3. The same goes for Shadow Paladin. For Shadow Paladin, I only expect to see Luard, no Revenger or anything else, only Luard. Luard is also one of the decks that has very good matchup versus Gise, so if we will see more Gise, we will see more Luard. We have already seen the deck top multiple times in the Bushiroad Championship Series. It also got in like 2nd and I think 3rd, or maybe even 1st, I don't remember, but we have seen like 2 players or 3 players that were able to get their invite to Japan with Shadow Paladins, so that's another reason why we could see it in Japan, but it's a 3 because it is definitely not the best deck in the format, so it could go like into tier 3 in the tier list, but yeah, we will see it there. Next, we have Gold Paladins. Gold Paladins as in Helllll, because let's say more the V series support, we do not expect to see anything else like Gurgrit or something. But yeah, Helllll is very good deck. It has a very good early game. It could superior right into Helllll when your opponent is on grade 1. You could also stride when your opponent is on grade 2, so it abuses the new mechanic of you being 1 turn on grade 3. It has good strides that could rush you to hell. They do abuse the mechanic of Excel to like restand the units or just call on top of them. Also, well, they cannot restand, they could only call on top of them, but I mean with stand triggers. Also, what I wanted to talk about is they also get the opportunity to use their grade 2 to ride into multiple Hellls, so they get multiple Excel circles, and that's like giving you a whole front row plus 10k. But yeah, it's really good. It calls units out of nothing. It does abuses the mechanic of the G era for Gold Paladins, like with calling a lot, and with the new mechanic of the early game rush with the V support. So if I would give it a number, I would give it a 4.5. I do expect to see it there, and you have more than enough time to test it, to test playing against it. So yeah, in my opinion, one of the contenders to win Worlds. So if we would put it in a tier list, it could definitely be tier 1. Another deck from the United Century is of course Oracle Think Tank. Oracle Think Tank as in Yeahhh, Oracle Think Tank as in Ichitom. Ichitom I don't expect to see it because there are a lot more decks that could finish or kill it before it could do something. I do expect to see some Yeahhh or Think Tank decks because they're all played the most. I do not want to give it a 3. I do want to give it a 4 or a 3.5. Why? Because we have seen so many tops with Oracle Think Tank, and we still see the deck active, especially combined with Yeahhh. So yeah, I do expect to see it there. I do expect it to go far. Next is Angel Feathers. Different from standard, Angel Feather in Premium didn't really have something or got something that is busted, that is so good that it could destroy the format. So we could expect to see some Yeahhh Angel Feather, because originally Yeahhh was more built with no seal or with Angel Feathers. We could see kind of a no seal deck that makes a lot of pluses and keep healing, so that's the combination we could see here. But I really don't expect to see this deck. I would give it a 2, so if we saw it then it's a surprise, but I don't think that we will see it that much. So 2 is more than enough in my opinion for the Angel Feathers or the combination of Angel and Yeahhh. Next is Genesis. On the other hand, Genesis is a very strong deck. The only thing that I expect to go wrong is people do not have enough time and enough people that could help them out to get the cards in time, because Genesis will like come out one day before Worlds, so people would have to be very polite to their shops, and their shops would have to break some rules to give them the cards, or to have to go to sneak peeks to get the cards. I don't know, I don't think that all of that will be legal, but we would definitely see some Genesis players in Worlds, and I will give it a 4. I think that the Angelic Wiseman loop that they could make, especially with the new support, is insane. I still think that the thing that they could just go into Yeahhh as like a first stride is also insane, but the deck is very good and the clan got a huge support, and it could abuses the Yeahhh mechanic or the Wiseman loop engine. So that's why I'm giving it a 4. I'm not giving it a 5 just because I'm not sure if people will have the cards in time to be able to make their deck. But yeah. Next is from the Dragon Empire, we have Kagero and Murakami. We want to take the chance to talk about both of those clans at the same time. I think that Kakero and Narukami are two decks that we could not expect to see. The only reason why you see those clans played is when they have a good matchup. Like, if we will see a lot of Wise Man decks, then we will see a lot of Kagero deck because of the like Griffin. The same goes for Narukami. So I could give them like a 2 or even a 3. That's maybe Narukami a 1 and Kagero a 2. I don't know for sure, but they would not be in the tier list because they are not clans that are played because of the clan itself. They're more like clans that are played because they have good matchups. So it's more like an anti-meta deck. Yeah. So we could just give them a 2. We maybe expect them. It depends on how people expect the format would look like. Like, if you see a lot of gold paladin decks, then maybe you could like say, yeah, they will see some Narukami decks, but usually they just want to kill like some kind of loops, and that's why they play those decks. So I could give them just a 2. Next, we have Nuba, Touchy, and Mura. I really don't expect to see any of those clans. Nubatama definitely not, because the deck is not good enough as in domination in this format. Tachikaze, it doesn't have enough players that love the clan to take it to Worlds. That's the difference between Tachikaze, Meikoli, and Spike. Spike has like a huge fan base that really love to play the clan, and they would take it anyway. But for Tachikaze, it's not the same. People would give the clan up to play any other deck that is stronger in their eyes, and I think that you just have to take your own deck and try to win with that, because that's when you're really making progress for yourself on the clan. And if you take any other clan that is already played, or just like a copy paste deck from the internet, then you're just being somebody else. The same goes for Murukumo. I think that the clan is very strong, and I definitely think it could be a contender, but I don't expect to see it there. So I will give all these 3 clans a 1. I don't expect to see any of those. We could not see any of the Dragon Empire clans in Worlds. Next, we have the Stargates. Link Jokers. Link Jokers, yeah, this is another thing, like the same as Narukami and Kagero. We will see them if they have a good matchup versus some decks. Also, the lock mechanic is still very good. If you are not keeping that in mind when you build your deck, then it could backfire and they could just destroy you. So we have seen Messiah in the tops, we have seen Chaosbreaker come very far, we have seen Glendios come very far, but yeah, could we expect to see this in Worlds? I don't know. I don't think that we expect to see any deleters yet until the new support, so I could also give this a 2. It could be a surprise, but I don't really think that we will see a lot of Link Joker in the finals. Next, from the Stargate are Dimensional Police and Nova Grapplers. Those 2 decks are very strong. I still think that Nova Grapplers has a very good 1-turn kill, especially like if your opponent is not smart enough and they give you a lot of damage. When you go to the first stride, you could just kill them off. The same with Dimension Police. If you have your setup and your opponent doesn't have a PG, then you're dead. But at the same time, I don't think that we will see them there. So I will also give these 2 a 2. It's more than enough. I definitely don't think to see them there, but it could be a surprise. So yeah, that's why it's a 2. And like for these, it's a 1 because I definitely don't think to see them. But for Link Joker, because it's a surprise, and for these, I would give them a 2 because yeah, I do expect maybe some players will try to play them just to make a kind of a surprise build. We have seen that from Nova Grapplers before, and Dimension Police has a huge fan base, so yeah. Gear Chronicle. Gear Chronicle will get its support, and even if it doesn't, then I still expect to see it. Gear Chronicle, I would like to give it a 4. I think that if you're playing the Chronojet version or you're playing more of the standard version, you could still abuse the mechanic of Yeahhh because it binds cards for you, and because it does, you could abuse those cards for your own binding system, like in how much cards you have in a bind zone. So yeah, I do expect to see some Gear Chronicle decks, and I know for sure that some players that are going to Japan will definitely play Gears. So I'm giving it a 4. I don't know how it will be doing in this format or the upcoming format, but yeah, we will definitely see them, and they could be in the top 8 because the players that are playing them are very good players. Next are Spike Brothers. Spike Brothers, on the other hand, is also a very good deck, and we will see it there. I know for sure that me and some others that are going to Japan will also play Spikes. So we have different decks that we could expect from Spike. We have the Rush Spike deck, we have the chill, let's say, Helllll 8 deck that uses Rising more, we have a combine between the two, we have the Bad and Dragger deck, we have a lot of different decks that we could make from Spike, but definitely a Rush deck, Helllll 8 deck, and Bad and Dragger deck. And if I would give them a number, then I would give them a 3. I know that they will be there, but not that much, because it's not, as people think it is not a meta deck, but there are just some people that really love to play the clan, and that's why you see the clan that much. Next is Dark Regulars, as in NLK. We will see this deck in Worlds, and I will definitely give it a 4 or even a 4.5. So yeah, we will see this deck there, and it could be a contender to win it all. The Boston combo that you could do with NLK and the Assassins is just too good. Your opponent, if they're playing Gold Paladins or Royal Paladins, they would have to think twice before rushing you. If they rush you and they don't kill you and you're playing Dark Regulars, then you could just destroy them. Yeah, the deck is very good. I think that this is one of the clans that could just win it all. So yeah, 4 or 4.5. Another deck from the Dark Zone, which is the last one, is Pillman. We have seen some Pillman tops, and it could be like a new deck with the Excel circles with like Alice or any other grade 3 that uses the or that has the marker, but we could also see a combined hybrid build between Harry and Alice. So there are some different decks that you could make out of this, but I do not expect to see this deck that much in Worlds. I would still give it a 2 because it could be a surprise Dust Pillman deck, or it could be just a surprise Rush Pillman deck. I don't know for sure, but we will see this deck in Worlds. Maybe we will see this deck in Worlds. I don't know. I could just like give it a 1.5 or a 2 at max. Next is Bermuda Triangle. Even without getting its standard support, that deck is still very good, and that's all because of the last booster set that they got from the G era. As in Anji, in my opinion, still the best grade 3 that you could stride on. It's busted because it has like the first stride skill or on play skill is just too good, like 2 skills in one, and then also when you stride with something you could just call it, like you're making a lot of pluses just by playing Anji. Then you have some players that combine it with Taurus, and then you make a great deck. You also have Coral. So yeah, I think that this deck also, or clan, deserve a 4. We will see it there, it will be played. We don't know how it will do in the format, we don't know how the players will do in the format, but we will see it there. I'm sure of it, we will definitely see it. Not that much maybe, but we will see it there, and it's still very good. Next is Gara Blue. I don't really expect to see this deck in Worlds. It still have the Gara Blue Rush build that could also use like the Zeros Dragon, like Megiddo, but I don't know how this deck will do in the format. I don't think that we will expect to see it. I still want to give it a 1, not even a 2, because I don't think that anybody will play Gara Blue. Next is Aqua Force. Aqua Force is a deck that I would like to give a 3. As in Raples, I know for sure that some people will play Aqua Force if they go to Japan. So yes, we will see it there, but not that much. Next, from the zoo, we have Mega Colony. Make only as in Gridora or Gridora Gize. I expect to see this deck there, and I still want to give it like a 3.5/4 because yes, I know for sure that there will be some players that play the deck, and I also know for sure that they will come very far because they're really good. So yeah, I do expect to see the deck maybe even in the top 8. That would be amazing. It's a very good deck and it's very interesting to play. The deck also has some huge like cars that you could go into, like you could go into different strides to slow the pace of the game or make it faster. It's really up to you as a Mega Colony player to choose the pace, and yeah, that's why I expect to see it there. And I'm giving it a 3.5 because the same with Spike, I think that we will see it there because some people really love to play the clan, but also some others maybe would like to pick it up and build it and play it. So that's why. And next we have Great Nature and Neo Nectar. Both of those decks are very good, and they will also be getting their support. Great Nature will have a very interesting combination with Zoa. Also, that's the same for Mega Colony. You also have the Zoa build, but a Great Nature will have the same. It's really good, and it does have very good, let's say, early game. Also, it could make some pluses, so I could expect to see some Great Nature, but not that much. Neo Nectar is the same. It's really good in standard, but not that good in premium yet, maybe. I don't know. I didn't see a lot from the clans yet, so I would like to give them a 2, both of them, because I don't really expect to see them that much, but it could be a surprise because they already got their support, so we could see some kind of an interesting build out of them. But yeah, let's wait and see. Right, so that's actually it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I tried to cover up each and every clan, and with that, I really put a lot of time into these videos. I also hope that you guys had a very good Merry Christmas, because we didn't really have the time to make you any Christmas special because we were having a great time with our family and friends, and that I hope that you guys did the same. I hope that I will get also the chance to make you a video before we go into 2019. If I don't, then I hope that you have a very nice 2019. All of your wishes will come true. So yeah, with that, I will try to end this video. So thanks guys for watching and for all the love and the support. We had an amazing 2018, and it's all thanks to you guys. Thanks to Bushiroad and thanks for this great game. Don't forget to go to our Facebook group. If you don't have Facebook, then keep our channel in check. Click on the description or in the sub button, but also click on the bell next to that so you know when our new videos will come out. So yeah, stay tuned for more Crushing the Meta, and till next time.